Hello everyone, this is the Final Bosman, and I still haven't won any awards. Welcome to the show, I am Kyle Bosman, and this week is the week of the Game Awards. The Game Awards. The Game Awards of all Game Awards. It's this Thursday, and so I thought it'd be a fun time for us to bring back an old segment, one that I stole from Entertainment Weekly of all places, called Why It Will Win, Why It Won't Win, where we're gonna take a look at all of the nominees for Game of the Year, and we're gonna discuss its odds and chances of winning Game of the Year and why it doesn't win if it doesn't win. Let's just look at the nominees. First up, Bloodborne. Why it will win? This is a good video game. It's got the best level design and the best visual design. Bloodborne has the best control of its vibe, I would say, amongst all of the other nominees. People say it's hard. Bloodborne is not hard for the sake of being hard. It's not hard like the way NES games are hard. Hard designed just to make you play the game longer, so we made it impossible. It's hard to make all of your actions and reactions matter. It's hard to make you care about whether you live or die. It's hard to keep you invested. Why it won't win? It's hard. It's just, there's no waypoints. There's no quick saves. The loading screens were long when it launched. Yeah, I guess if Bloodborne doesn't win, it means that the panel wants more still out of video games. It means the panel wants more story, or wants better open world design, better frame rate maybe. I don't know. Games journalists are bad at video games. Next up, Fallout 4. Why it will win? Everybody loves this kind of game. It's the kind of game where you make your own character and you go on an RPG and you do whatever you want. In this one, you get to make your own house. You can make a whole town. And the dog does tricks. And also, Fallout 4 feels the most fresh. It was released the most recently, and it was actually announced the most recently as well, just 6 months ago, maybe 7 at this point. All the other nominated games are at least a year older than that from their announcement to their release. And so I think that has an effect. I think it makes this game feel fresh. It makes this game feel like a gift. It just does, it feels newer. Also, all those other games, most of those other games, dealt with delays. Fallout 4 was never delayed. It just was announced and has come out. And here it is, everybody. Why it won't win? This is a big game. There's a lot of scope to this game. And while that is a benefit to the game, I mean, it's also why the game can be as buggy as it can be. It's also why the game isn't very much of a looker. And I think it's why many people voting for this game, voting for Game of the Year on that panel, probably haven't finished it yet. And that might make them less comfortable with voting for it if they haven't really put in the time yet. It has just come out 3 weeks ago. But to negate that point immediately, Dragon Age Inquisition did win Game of the Year at the Game Awards last year. So, I mean, I can say with some confidence that was probably not completed by most of the voters at the time. Didn't it come out in December? Oh my God. You didn't finish that, you bunch of dumb voters. You just liked the first hour? Nah, Dragon Age, that looks good enough. A bunch of stinkers here. I'm not voting for Donkey Kong. Okay, Dragon Age, you win. We should move on. Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. Why it will win? I don't care what any of you say. This is the best directed video game on this list and of the year. What other game opens with David Bowie? Huh? What other game has a bunch of weird orange bars, lens flares that appear anytime there's some anachronistic technology on the screen? What other game has extensive cutscenes of Huey progressively building a big robot tank that becomes completely irrelevant to the story? That's right. The actual point I want to make is, though, yes, sure, the story is not great and the writing is not great, but the presentation and the execution and the performance are the best. What I'm saying is, hey, rest of you nominees, your cutscenes are janky. Fix them. But also, beyond that superficial layer, you know how I feel about the words like gameplay and gunplay. I don't like them, but sometimes you need general nouns like that to describe how a game feels. Because Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, feels good to play. When you are in those missions, it simply feels good to be Big Boss. Metal Gear Solid 5 is a big, comfy, insulated, poofy winter coat that you could just put on and feel warm inside. Why it won't win? This game is incomplete. It should be disqualified. It is a winter coat with no zipper. It is simply, here's the story, without any spoilers, here's the story of Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain. Cool, 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 cool. Yes, yes, yes. What? What is it? Wait, oh. Was that it? Did that just end? Yes, it did just end. It is clear to us now why the game ended the way it does, but it's still inexcusable. You can't nominate that kind of game for the Game of the Year. And even if you're just like, well, the gameplay is still there, even then when you're playing some of the best missions, some of the best scenarios that I've ever played in a Metal Gear Solid game are in this game. Those run out. Because everything is so good and then it just cuts off. You don't get those missions anymore. You don't get that feeling anymore. Ooh. And I know I'm a sort of just a blind Metal Gear Solid fan. I don't want to move on yet, because also I think microtransactions are another reason why this won't win Game of the Year. You might notice the other nominees don't have microtransactions. I hope that serves as a point to publishers about what kind of games win these kind of awards. Don't put microtransactions in. And then Metal Gear Solid, the game that should be too good for this, has some of the worst microtransactions we've seen this year. Why, Konami? Why do you do this? Still might win though. Super Mario Maker, why it will win. There's some sort of mistake in the way that the votes are tallied. Why it won't win. You know I love this game. It's probably my favorite of all the nominees. Here's a level. Go play this. I made this. Go play that level. I think it's great. And look, I know you know this is one of the best reviewed games of the year. Certainly reviewed better than Fallout 4. But despite that, we know this sticks out amongst the other nominees. Doesn't it? It looks cheaper. It doesn't have the prestige that the other nominees have. It looks like it's there to be a token Nintendo game. And we just know that looking at the panel and the kind of things that win these kind of awards, it's just not there. If Donkey Kong Country, Tropical Freeze, couldn't beat the garbage nominees it was up against last year, what hope does Super Mario Maker have up against these giants? Nintendo, just, not a big deal. It's just Game of the Year. Pack it in. You'll get them next year with Zelda. Last but not least, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Why it will win. This is a game that respects the player from a studio that respects the player. This is a game that is improved dramatically from when it launched. And this is a game that gives you a quest with not only things to do, but also people to care about. And I think that's why a lot of people are really receiving it well. And again, if we're gonna look at this panel's history, again, it's just the second year of the Game Awards. If we're gonna look at this panel's history, last year, yes, they did give the Game of the Year award to Dragon Age Inquisition. Questionable, yes, but I ask you, everyone, what if somehow there was a game that was superior to Dragon Age Inquisition in every conceivable way? Would that not excite this panel? If you're gonna make me bet, I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I'm gonna say Witcher 3 is the favorite to win the Game Awards 2015 Game of the Year Award 2015. Why it won't win? All right, so maybe the people who voted for Dragon Age Inquisition last year, maybe they just really like that one particular type of RPG where you make your character and you go out on your own adventure. So maybe they're gonna vote for Fallout 4. And maybe the people who don't like the combat of The Witcher will go to Bloodborne. And maybe the people who don't like Geralt's voice will vote for Mario Maker. And there's just no way of knowing where the votes are gonna go. And I guess that's part of the excitement. Look, at the end of the day, all that's really important is to remember that Game of the Year awards are the most important part of gaming. If you love video games, you must also obviously deeply care about which video game is the best video game released within the last 11 months. It's part of gaming. So get your tweets locked and loaded if you're not happy about who wins, because we're all gonna wanna hear about it. But everybody, yeah, Game Awards, Thursday night, gonna be big deal, because we got the Game Awards, but we also got those exclusives. And then Saturday mornings, PSX, more exclusives, more announcements. I'm very excited for both those events. Next week's show will obviously be reactions to what happens over the course of those two events. Maybe they'll be huge, maybe they'll be nothing, but I'm sure I'll have something to talk about. I'll be back here next Wednesday for that occasion. Hope to see you then. Thanks for watching. everybody. I just wanted to give you a clarification on something I talked about last week. Last week, I criticized Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider, for its progression between Tomb Raider and Rise of the Tomb Raider, particularly the marketing. I wanted to make it clear, I'm making fun of the marketing, not the game itself. The marketing had this thing that makes this game different, dropped it, which is okay, but then didn't replace it with something else. Didn't give us anything to grab onto, didn't give us anything that says, this game is different. Gave us nothing to say this game is an event, and that's a failure on marketing's part. I don't just mean, give us a Doc Brown spider monster, make us tweet. I just mean give us anything. What is different about this game? Snow, and that is what I meant. I didn't mean, I'm trashing on the marketing. I don't want to trash on the game, because again, I have not played the game, and I do intend to, sorry, what's up?
Hey Kyle, what are you up to?
I'm shooting my show. The final Bosman.
Right now?
Yeah.
There's a smudge on that wall.
I know. Did you want something?
Oh yeah, I found this crazy phone. It looked like something douchey that you might own.
Okay. Oh yeah, it's not my phone.
Oh, okay.
Wait, what's crazy about it?
It says iPhone 11 on the back.
Whoa, iPhone 11?
Yeah, look at that, iPhone 11.
We're not even supposed to have that technology yet.
It's like crazy future tech, right?
What a cool world we live in.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go sell this on eBay.
Good luck, dude.
Get out of here, you dumb bird.
What was I talking about? Probably something about Pokemon. All right, everybody, see you next week.